Feeling good? I'm going to stand right next to you, Jeff.
The best fucking thing. Thanks, man.
You good? Great. We're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Segura. Sit your ass down.
I went from having a pretty normal down tour year, which what I mean by that is usually you tour, you put out a special, and then you kind of go into like a downtime where you don't work as much, you don't tour as much. The pandemic started, and I started to get kind of, we were all worried. Touring came to a complete halt. What ended up happening was I would get phone calls from my agent about offers, and I just jumped on basically everything. When I got the first graphics to put on social media, it was so full, it was so many dates on it, and then it said first leg. And I was like, wait.
I'm in Las Vegas. We're at the Aria right now. I'm about a week out from shooting my Netflix special, my 5th one, in Phoenix, and I got shows here in town. And my sister and mom are here, my little sister Jane. I told them to meet in their room. I would give them they're kind of grifters, and they just, they have their hand out for money all the time. And I guess I'm their bank. Here you go.
Really?
You can have that too, yeah.
I get the bills because he loves me.
You never win with your own
Because I was
strategy.
playing my 20 cents and 25 cents and
Right, and it never works.
well, try big.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I know big very fast.
That's how gambling works.
Would be no pretty wall
Why do I have to open my wall?
because I am broke. I am totally broke. I mean, totally broke.
You totally broke? I gave you money last night.
Yeah, where do you think it is? In the machines.
So then how could I owe you if I gave you money last night?
Because that money is gone, so charity, please.
I think I had it.
Now tell me, how do you know you're going to see me again?
How am I not going to see you again?
Because she talks about dying every day.
All right, this is way too much.
Thank you so much. So how much you think here?
I don't know.
Think, since you don't know, add a little bit more, but
Add a little bit
a
more.
little bit more, please. Please.
You're like a fair.
I knew that I,
There. It's more than enough.
or what, for 1 hour?
How does it keep getting to be?
Ella sentite mi questo.
I just did. You're good. No, that's enough. That's enough.
Please, Tommy.
No.
What, 100.
No.
One, Tommy, please.
Unbelievable.
Charo, you should leave some for the ladies.
Awesome. Lite mer, nej?
Yeah.
Vi kan få lite,
No. Have you ever seen anything like that? No, I can't say I have. Oh, she's good though.
The amount of shows that we've done so far, I mean, is obviously more, but the last update that I got was over 222 shows.
A lot of comics, for their openers, they pay them like a lot of money to open for these tours. And Tom is a little bit different. He pays us in experience, so we don't actually get paid. And we have to split all the costs with them.
Catering, security, fuel, plane, jet fuel is expensive. I wanted him to appreciate what goes into something like this. So he's on a payment plan now, but he got to perform for so many people, so that's really what I was trying to give him.
Since the beginning of this tour, watching a set from the beginning to what it is now, I mean, it's completely different, and just watching someone drop bits, change bits.
I've been touring for many, many years, and this is it's pretty much a dream gig. You know, we've got a great crew. We're small, we're tight. We've really become a family.
So I'm actually currently $87,000 in debt with him for my 4 weeks here.
The scale of it is bananas. I've never ridden on a private plane before. One of those is my bunk. Like, I know which one I'm going to. The nicest hotels I've ever been to. The biggest shows I've ever done, by far. The Ball Arena, where the Denver Nuggets play. He sold that out 2 times. Did a week of shows in New York City. DJ Premier did sets on a few of those. Like, fucking primo.
I am an auto enthusiast.
See this car right here? I don't give a fuck about this car.
I do love cars, and I've been somebody that's loved cars as long as I can remember.
This is the section that's worth coming out for. It's kind of weird though to buy a car and then you just sit next to it and people are like, this is rad. And you're like, I know. Like, people are just sitting by their enormous purchases and they're like, check out my shit. Dude, it's unbelievable.
And then incredible. Yeah.
Yes. I think this is my favorite car here. Yeah.
It's just so class. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
incredibly classy. It's sexy. It's classy. It's simple. It's everything.
We stumbled on this absolutely stunning Ferrari.
There's only 33 cars left that we know about, but all the engines are accounted for. So they still, even though they've crashed, they pulled the engine out, kept the engine.
First time you're a kid and you start liking cars, you end up hearing somebody say something about, like, especially performance cars. They go, this is just a man that's compensating for his small penis, right? You're like, oh, okay, I guess that's what, all right. And then the older you get, you know, sometimes you grow this affection for cars. And I'm one of those people where I really like cars. And then you get to this point where you're like, oh, like, wait a minute. Do I actually love these cars? Or is this because I have a small penis? It feels like a real look of a jacket, though. You know what I mean? Like, where am I going in this? Like this feels like like I really got to be going to some type of event. Am I going to put gas in the car in this? Like, I know, it's like, it's a lot of look. Like, I feel like if I showed up, some people would be like, the fuck are you doing here?
I'm gonna walk in 5, guys.
Walking in 5. Walking in 5. Walking in 5. Walking in 5. I was very fortunate that I was able to work with a great crew and then bring some of my favorite comedians along.
Our crew is, I mean, it's the tour family. Everybody gets along really well. Everybody handles their shit. It's probably the most professional group of people that I've ever worked with. Dave is an amazing tour manager. Marcus is great at grabbing people by the throat and getting them naked and throwing them out. Kier is always fun to be around.
I've been on some, you know, great tours with great people. This one has been extra special. I mean, we're just such a close-knit unit.
We just all became friends. I think it's like cheesy a little bit, but we'll probably just we're like sort of bonded together at this point after so many shows, so many hours on this bus, so many hours in airports, and you just get to know some people very well.
Still don't have any, like, heartbeat names.
I feel nothing.
Like that?
Sledgehammer. I do it for my dad. The one that I do it for my dad is great just because of, like, the multiple meetings.
Yeah.
Because you're basically saying, I do this for him, but also I grow the hair on my ass for him. That's what he likes. You know? But that's the thing is that that one also has the people would anticipate that it means I'm cold. It's really about my mom saying I feel nothing when it aches right. That's really what it is.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It's just a callback to that. How much fucking better are these like first few minutes without her?
It's stressful. Nobody understands this. I think people think that like you're like, oh, like you're on a trip. Like, hey, do you want to come on a fun trip with me? That's not how I look at doing show. It's not a vacation. Having my mom and sister with me, yeah, I love them, of course. But does it like put me at ease? No, it stresses me out.
I started touring with Tom back on the Ball Hog tour. When we were training together, he thought it would be a good idea, you know, to go out like the last quarter of the tour and, you know, train him while he was on the road. And at that time, he didn't really know that I was really into photography, so I asked him if I can shoot the shows, and the rest is history on that. As far as like workout and training wise goes, something just clicked recently. You can pretty much throw anything at him and he doesn't quit.
I hope you're counting how many times he goes on his phone during a workout.
That was not on my phone.
What was that?
I was checking the message from my agent.
That's going on his phone.
That's not socialized. Because I'm committed to the game.
He's just one of those people where it feels like he'll just die before he actually quits. He's probably one of the hardest workers in the room, for sure.
I gotta go pee. It always gives me a hard time for having to go pee. People pee. I drink coffee a lot, water. Coffee is diuretic. I'm going to pee. Look at him.
His work ethic, I mean, as far as working out goes and comedy, I think bar none is just top tier. I mean, he's always looking for the next project. He's always got his hands in something, you know, whether it's writing a book or writing the special or racing, you know, or podcasting. I mean, it's just, there's always something going on. There's never a dull moment. I don't understand how he does it.
He's a phenomenal trainer. He talks the talk and he walks the walk. Like, he does what he says. So it's a great example to have somebody who actually is doing it. Some people, you know, have the knowledge, but they don't really live that lifestyle. So he's a walking example of it. He does a lot with a look when it comes to food, where like, I'll be like, yeah, I'll have that. And then they're like, do you want fries? And then he just goes, and I'm like, no, ugh.
Trying to give context to the magnitude of the tour.
Yeah.
Because I'm making reference to it so much. And I think it's better to give that context. But I was also trying to figure out a way out of getting into bits without making reference to the tour. That's why I tried that, like, I have friends, you know, 4 friends or whatever in life. Like, so it's not tour related. Like, I'm just lucky to have friends, or like just making the statement, like, stand-up has allowed me to see all these places, and then going into Topeka, like, from that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll keep them or not, but it's just nice to have said them. Feel like you have an option.
Yeah. Just mentioning your injury gets the reaction from the audience. A lot of people watching Netflix might be like, oh, what's this? Right. But then you explain. Every one of your hours has at least one line in it where I'm like, whoa. Yeah. But that's like, I think that's like important. Yeah. Because it's the standard with which all your bits, like, so you just push it the whole way.
Just okay. What do you think this is? The shade level? So I don't guess. I think it's a watch.
If it's not a watch, I mean, fuck you, Netflix.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, it's an ice bucket.
What?
It's a fucking bucket of ice.
See, I said, whoa, I was close.
I think their revenue last year was like $16 billion or something. There's the tongs for the ice. I told you guys. Okay. I know who I'll be gifting that to. Let's see. This is champagne that I don't drink. Thank you, Netflix. 0 for 2. And flowers. Wow. Let's hope the show goes better than these gifts. Chase here is a magician with blades and scissors.
Chase, were you nervous the first time you cut Tom's hair?
The first like 10 minutes I was, but after a while you kind of just get put in your zone, and I've been doing it long enough that, you know. And he was like super easy about it, and I could tell he was tired as shit, so he didn't want to talk too much. I was like, cool, I'll just get into this.
That's perfect. That's how you get to talk to Tom, is by not talking to him.
Yeah, we had a lot of like eye communication, you know what I mean? Like I could tell afterwards when he was doing this, when you have someone like check themselves out, you know, he did a good job.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's better than if you just see them get up and walk out.
All right, okay.
Hello and welcome to the fucking thing here at the Celebrity Theater in Fartnix, Arizona. What's up, Sean Nix? Wow, 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 wow. Probably the loudest thing I do. Okay. Well, I scream a few times, but I always pull the mic away.
Go for it.
You know, fuck! Sup, bitch? You would die if you knew what happened last time.
Did somebody attack you with makeup?
Yes.
They were probably just like so excited.
We had to do 13 color correction sessions.
Holy shit.
Netflix released the trailer and then took it down.
Ew. Oh my god. When was this?
A couple of years ago.
Holy shit.
And then my main thing, I was upset at everybody that I worked with. I was like, why didn't you fucking say it? And they're like, we didn't know. We didn't like notice it. I'm like, how do you not know? I look like a geisha. Like.
As confident as you are, I think it's normal and natural to second guess it. You know, this is the 5th special I've done. The previous 4 times, you shoot 2 shows in a night. In the past, when you shoot the first one, it usually is to like knock the rust off. And you're like, well, we got it. Now let's go tape the second one. And you end up using, when you edit these specials, at least 80% of show 2. The first show was just, it was insane. To me, like I got off stage and I knew, I was like, that was wild.
Congrats, that was amazing. Yeah.
Usually the first show you just kind of get it on camera, and the second show it's loose because it's already on camera, and then you edit it after. There's a whole science to it, but that's pretty much it.
This guy's really. I do the second show, and it definitely feels like a step down.
It's almost like they thought like you would put that shit on TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he goes, it is what it is. Yeah. I'm like, it sure is, isn't it? It's like, you fucking dipshit.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks. Okay. So I'll just, where was I? What the fuck are you doing, man? Hey, man. This, of all shows, you're like, hey, hi.
And show 3, it's a good show, right? And the producers and director comes off and they're like, that's the show. And I'm like, are you serious? I go, show 1 was crazy. And they're like, yeah, but this was better. And I go, I don't think so.
This kept coming off, so I kept doing this, and it really fucked with my head.
Then we do the 4th one, and they say that even more. They're like, no, that's the one you're gonna use.
You think number 4 was the worst one?
Yeah, I thought that was the worst one.
Really?
I swear to God.
had my tits removed.
And so we go back and they send me all the line cuts of all 4 shows. And I was like, oh, it's definitely show 1. And they go, really? I go, yeah, are we on the same planet here? What I realized was that in shows 3 and 4, production-wise, everything was dialed in. The lighting, the camera operators, the whole thing, it looks beautiful. It's more cinematic, but I don't care. Like, I care about how the show went. We used show 1 for the entire special, with the exception of 1 line. We used 1 line from another show, and that's it. It was such a huge relief to be done with the special, to know that this huge tour was coming to an end. And then just a little while later, I had the realization that I still had a massive international leg to do. I've always been this guy that just stays in his room, but I really was excited to do things. And I had befriended Daniel Ricciardo, the F1 driver, and he invited me to his ranch in Perth. I ended up riding a dirt bike, which I shouldn't do, and I ate shit. He was laughing so hard as I was on the ground and like covered in blood. I was like, this is a good guy. I rode a horseback, shirtless, through a body of water. New experiences, fun things. We were in Adelaide. We did 15,000 people in Sydney, which was insane. Something close to that in Melbourne. In Brisbane, we actually went to Bluey's house. My youngest is a fan of Bluey. It's a cartoon, and this is some real dad stuff. On this tour, I've had also the most incredible meals, especially internationally. I'm so fortunate that we're able to do this. Christchurch was one of the best shows of the entire tour.
It's such an intimidating name. You're like, this is gonna be fucking religious. I don't know what you think. And then you get here and you're like, no, it's just a bunch of friendly white people. They're nice. You guys got the all blacks. Let's be honest, it's fucking all.
We see Jason Momoa in the gym, and he goes, we were just watching your shit last night. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, you look way different. You're a fat piece of shit in the other footage. And I was like, cool, man. I think we spent like 12 hours hanging out. He was the most genuine, humble, fun, warm, my best friend. I consider Jason and I to have a much more authentic and close relationship than I have with like Brett, one of the guys I do a podcast with. I had never performed stand-up in South America. I didn't even think it would ever be something that I would do, but I went to Buenos Aires, Argentina, had one of the best shows, and also ate like a fucking king. And then we flew to Chile, had an amazing show there. I stopped in Peru, in Lima, Peru, and saw family, and then finished the leg in Mexico City. Came back home, got a little bit of rest, and then had to ramp up for the 40-day European tour, all the way west until we ended up in the UK. Also got to do stand-up in Madrid, in Barcelona, Copenhagen, Paris, London, Birmingham, in Glasgow. Whole tour came to an end in Iceland, which was such an epic ending. It was a great way to end it all.
Working with Tom is, I mean, you really can't ask for anything better. Can't, man. I mean, it's it's the greatest opportunity that I've ever gotten.
He understands that, like, you know, if you treat your people properly, they're going to go above and beyond. The other thing that is a credit to him as well is that he's a very good judge of character, and he surrounds himself with great people. Puts a lot of faith and trust in all of us. I think, you know, by doing so, he really creates this environment that drives us. Nobody wants to be the weak link.
Being on this tour and just meeting Tom 14 years ago has changed every single part of my life for the better. To have someone like that that's like unconditionally supportive, best year of my life. I love you, Tom. Thank you so much.
To have someone like really take a chance on you There's really no better feeling. I don't think I could ever tour with anybody else.
Hey Tom, Mike Cronin. I opened for you like 4 times this year. You probably don't remember because you're looking at your phone most of the time. But I just want to say I'm very proud of you, and I think you are a good person. You're a good person. And please give me more money.
Okay, so how is it driving for Tom?
Well, I've been thinking long and hard about what I was going to say, and to be real honest with you, I can't say anything good about the man.
Nice that you're talking for the first time the whole tour, Tom.
Dude, don't fuck this up. I already told you about eye contact. Look down.
He's just mean. He's just mean. He's a mean man. Even when he's nice, he's mean.
I have places to go, people to see.
Are you high again?
We work 7 days a week, no time off. I haven't seen my family in 4 years.
Huh? He just blew his nose. You got to do it again.
Oh, great.
No.
No.
On a serious note, he's a really good guy. He's a pleasure to work for, easygoing, but he isn't funny. That's about it.